is going on, ladies and gentlemen? Welcome to another episode of No Holds Barred Wrestling Podcast. I'm your host, as always, the greatest host, Kyle Masters. I'm alone in the studio today, just going to do the Raw review on my own here. Basically kicked off with Seth Rollins and Roman Reigns again. Then it was officially announced that by Triple H, later on in the night, the main event is going to be a traditional Survivor Series matchup. And it was also officially announced that at Survivor Series, the main event will be Roman Reigns against Seth Rollins. It won't be a traditional Survivor Series matchup. I mean, it kind of makes sense that it should be, but, you know, WWE likes to change stuff up a bit here and there. And now the main event for the pay-per-view Survivor Series will be the WWE World Heavyweight title match. Basically, after kicking off that, we had Dolph Ziggler against Kevin Owens. It was a pretty solid match. I'll give it to them both. They're both extremely talented wrestlers. Then we had Tyler Breeze and Summer Rae come out into the little VIP ringside section. Kevin Owens ended up winning the match, and then there was like tension between Breeze and Ziggler. I guess Tyler Breeze tried to pull off a selfie with the down Ziggler, and Ziggler didn't like that. So this is possibly, I think, setting up a match at Survivor Series, which I think everyone wanted to see, and everyone was hoping to see as soon as Tyler Breeze would get his shot at the main roster. So it looks like it's going to be Ziggler versus Tyler Breeze, two pretty boys going at it at Survivor Series, which ended up could be a good match. And we know Summer Rae had her history of going from guy to guy, if I can put that in any way. But yeah, that could be a potentially good match at Survivor Series, Ziggler against Tyler Breeze. Moving on, we had the Bray Wyatt promo, which was a pretty creepy promo, and it's actually really well done, except for the lightning, which I'm going to get to. But Bray Wyatt basically coming out, talking about what he did to Undertaker and Kane, saying normal Bray Wyatt stuff is really, really well done. His family in the background, obviously, and saying how he harvested the Undertaker and Kane's powers, and now he could do anything they could. So he, when he went to produce the Undertaker's lightning, is very poorly done graphic-wise. Seeing it on television, it was really badly done, worse than like what we used to see back in the day. So that's pretty bad. I wonder if WWE's gonna fix that up a bit. And he also produced Kane's pyro, so basically showing that he's basically harvest both the brothers' powers and can do anything they can do. So it's kind of making Bray Wyatt look stronger, which I understand. He's basically the new face of fear going on when Undertaker and Kane won't be there anymore. He'll be the new, basically, Taker/Kane type of wrestler. So it was a pretty good promo. Then he finished it off with doing the Undertaker pose and the pyro hitting the stage and stuff like that, and then saying follow the buzzers. So I don't know what they're planning on for Survivor Series. Are they going to do Team Wyatt against Team Undertaker, or is it going to be Bray Wyatt and one of the family members against Undertaker and Kane? They'll bring back the Brothers of Destruction. So who knows what they're going to do. I'm sure we're going to see it shape up in the next coming weeks leading up to Survivor Series. But yeah, other than that was a pretty good promo. Going on in the night, we had Swagger confront Zeb Coulter backstage. I'm sure we have been waiting for this moment to happen ever since Del Rio came back with Zeb Coulter, and everyone wondering where the hell Jack Swagger was. So Zeb Coulter got confronted by Jack Swagger backstage, going basically, "What the hell are you doing with Del Rio? Like, we were real Americans, and now you're teaming up with a Mexican." So, you know, Swagger does have a point, and then Del Rio basically comes in and just tells him to stay away. So I think maybe that's also potentially leading to a feud between Swagger and Alberto Del Rio, possibly for the United States title. So that could be a good feud until John Cena comes back, and he'll probably come back and win it, or they'll put John Cena in the main title picture. We'll have to wait for that. But Del Rio versus Swagger, it looks like a feud that's going to be coming up for the U.S. title, which is pretty good. Del Rio with a mid-tier title right now, and giving it more prestige is pretty good, especially caliber type wrestler like Alberto Del Rio, who's basically been in WWE before and only has gone after the main titles. I see Del Rio and Swagger putting up a good feud, actually. We haven't seen Swagger on TV in a while, so we'll see how his ring rust and mic skills shape up in the future. Leading up after that, Del Rio faced R-Truth. Del Rio's basically shown us a new finisher, which I'm guessing he's going to be using from now on. He basically puts the opponent in a tree of woe. If you don't know what a tree of woe is, look it up. Basically puts the wrestler upside down with his feet hanging up at the top, and basically he jumps from the top and does a top rope double leg stomp. So Del Rio's basically using that as his finisher. It looks really, really dominant and really effective. So good on Del Rio for performing that, and for any wrestler that could sell that in the future. I'm guessing he'll still keep his cross arm breaker, and he's still going to keep his super kick. So we'll have to see which finishers he uses more. But so far, that looks like a pretty strong finisher for Alberto Del Rio. So good on him for that. Later on in the night, we had the Fatal 4-Way match, Divas match, to determine the number one contender for the Divas title and who will face Charlotte at Survivor Series for the title. We had Becky Lynch versus Paige versus Brie and versus Sasha Banks. We have not seen Sasha Banks on Raw in a long time, which I'm not sure why. Even the crowd has been chanting, "We want Sasha." So not really sure why they've been keeping her off Raw in terms of wrestling. But she finally's got a match, and it's her chance to get the Divas title and have a chance at it. It was a pretty good match. There was a lot of finishers near the end of this match, a typical Fatal 4-Way or typical more than one wrestler type of match where you're going to see a lot of finishers in the end. They did a great 4-woman suplex near the end of the match, which I thought was pretty cool and really well done. Paige ends up winning the match, my girl Paige, I love it, by basically throwing Sasha Banks into the turnbuckle and then hitting the Rampage for the win. I would have loved to see Banks and Paige maybe going on to face Charlotte in like a triple threat match. But, I mean, the type of caliber in that match probably could be saved for WrestleMania or something like that, or a pay-per-view. So it's good on my girl Paige. She's getting another title shot. And I do think that Paige is going to win the title from Charlotte. And then they're going to potentially keep feuding in the future, maybe losing then winning the title back and forth to each other, maybe adding Sasha and Becky in the near future as well. So good on Paige. She's the number one contender, so I'm sure they're going to put up a pretty good match at Survivor Series. We'll see how that goes in the upcoming weeks. There's still a couple weeks left till Survivor Series, so who knows, stuff could change. Going on to the main event, the traditional Survivor Series main event set up by Triple H earlier tonight, the traditional Survivor Series matchup. We had Roman Reigns, Dean Ambrose, Ryback, and the returning Usos. Yeah, not just one. We had not just Jay. We had Jimmy come back after missing 6 months being 6 months on hiatus because of injury. He's back. Looked better than ever. Good for him coming back and getting back with his brother, maybe getting into the tag team division later on, and we'll see what their spot is in the near future. Obviously, the Dudleys are going to be looking at trying to get another title shot as well, so we'll see how the Usos tie into that. But they took on the team of Big E, Kofi Kingston, Xavier Woods, Kevin Owens, and Seth Rollins. It was a pretty good match. It was really well done. It was really long, so it kind of had that pay-per-view Survivor Series type of match, which I'm not really sure why WWE did this on a Raw and not just have this at Survivor Series, unless they have something else planned in store for us that we haven't seen yet. So we'll see about that. But yeah, it was not bad of a match. All 3 members of the Shield were left in the ring at the end. It was Kevin Owens and Rollins against Ambrose and Reigns near the end, and Kevin Owens got eliminated. So it was all 3 members of the Shield. And again, I think this is also foreshadowing for WrestleMania 32, as they have been in the last couple of weeks. I think it's going to be at WrestleMania 32, Rollins against Reigns against Ambrose for the title. So again, I'm thinking this is another foreshadow for the future. But yeah, it was them 3 left. Reigns and Ambrose were basically preventing Rollins from escaping, and then Rollins decided to grab a chair and hit them both for the quick DQ, heel tactic, get out of the match type of, you can't really say to win because they lost, but just to get out of the match, he doesn't have to deal with them anymore. And ends up going back in the ring and trying to beat up on Roman Reigns. Roman Reigns hits a Superman punch. Rollins rolls out of the ring, runs away to the top of the ramp with his title, and Ambrose and Reigns are left in the middle of the ring to satisfy their win. So that is it for the Raw. It was an okay Raw. I'm guessing we're going to see more upcoming in the next couple weeks leading up to Survivor Series. So We have to keep tuning in and seeing what plays out for Survivor Series, because right now that's still half decided. They only have one match set in stone right now. Well, two matches, the Divas match 2 set in stone, but stuff could change leading up to those matches, so we'll see. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it. Oh, there was actually some other thing. It was announced during the main event. Big update to Randy Orton. He has been injured for the last couple of weeks. So there's been a big update now. It's been officially confirmed now by WWE. He has dislocated his shoulder. Plus, he has a torn rotator cuff. He possibly needs surgery. We haven't been updated on the surgery part yet, but if he does, Randy Orton will be out for 4 to 6 months, which is huge for WWE. Losing one of their top guys right now, and it's pretty bad. So, but I mean, in another way, Randy Orton has been wanting to go to part-time status for a long time, and maybe after this injury heals itself, it's probably that time for WWE to cut ties with his full-time contract and make him go on a part-time basis type of wrestler, because Randy Orton's getting up there. He's done everything he's wanted to do in WWE. I mean, he could go on a part-time schedule, and I think it'd be good for both parts if he did. That shoulder injury has just been getting at him for years now, so now it's getting worse and worse. So part-time would be good for Randy Orton. So yeah, Randy Orton looks like he probably will be out for 4 to 6 months. I don't see why he wouldn't get the surgery. So yeah, Randy Orton, wish you the best of luck. Other than that, guys, that's pretty much it for the Raw review. Tune in. I'm going to try to do a SmackDown one. I couldn't do the SmackDown one last week. A little bit busy, but other than that, I'll probably release more podcasts with updates during the week. I'll try my best to get it out to you guys. But yep, this has been the Raw review. I'm your host, as always, Kyle Masters, the greatest host. I'm hoping to get my other co-hosts in the next couple podcasts so we can get their opinions as well. But other than that, guys, that's it.